Wiggs has shown since we've had him the last couple of years that he can be an excellent defender. He's got great size, length, athleticism, and I think over the last couple of years he's just gotten more and more attentive. He's just gotten more on edge and ready for what's coming next. I think part of it is just playing with Draymond and Steph and Clay and playing with guys who've been around championship basketball and them really imploring him to be that guy for us because we desperately needed that. So when Wiggs recognized that was the role that was needed, he really locked in and got better and better.
Jalen, do you expect Andrew Wiggins to sort of break out offensively? He has impacted the series defensively, but do you expect him to get some buckets in Game 3?
If the Golden State Warriors are going to win the championship, you're going to have different games where people not a splash brother have 20 points. And so in the previous game, Jordan Poole was trending in that direction, and you're going to need Wiggins to also do that at some point in this series. But I want to address what Steve Kerr also said. I talk to you all of the time about players being in the league because of their skill or their will. And we just talked about Draymond Green and Ime Udoka talking basically the same conversation. If this is what you do, then you show your will against a Draymond Green. Well, a Wiggins got drafted #1 overall. And when you get drafted #1 overall, it ain't because of your will. It's because of your skill. So when he first came into the league, it was about scoring 20 points. That's what he was there to do. So now all of a sudden, you start in the All-Star game for the first time in your career as a member of the Golden State Warriors while the team is dealing with injury throughout the season. With the Splash Brothers, with Draymond Green, and you earn a spot based on the voters, in particular overseas. He has some young people, some young groups that really boosted, his voting status. But either way, he started in the All-Star game. But since then, he struggled. He struggled from the free throw line. He struggled shooting from three. And now he's able to ease himself back into a role. In particular, started to break out against the Dallas Mavs, playing against Luka, scoring offensively. But the world had a perception that he was locking down Luka, even though Luka averaged like 50% shooting on him and averaged like 40 in that series. You know what I'm saying? And so now you carry that defensive intensity over to Jason Tatum, who they're alike in size. Wiggins is just as good of an athlete, just as rangy, and so he's up for the challenge. And I'm liking that matchup, but they will, to your question, need him to have a breakout game scoring if they're going to win the championship.
Clay or Wiggins is going to have a big scoring game in one of these games and going to win the Warriors a game at some point in this series. Jalen, another one of the big stories, especially from Game 2, were the turnovers of the Celtics. 15 steals for the Warriors, 33 points off of turnovers for the Warriors. How can the Celtics address this problem in Game 3?
All turnovers ain't created equal. And it's one thing when you dribble it off your foot or throw it in the stands. But two things happen when a team gets a steal. Number one, when I take the ball from you, I feel a sense of dominance. Take that, give me that. Think about when you steal the ball from somebody, what you say? Give me that, right? It's almost like when you block somebody's shot, what do you say? Get that out of here, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing, you see that open floor? Open floor? Lights out, baby. You get steals. You now get a chance to play against a defense in retreat, and you have the greatest shooter, three-point-wise, that the league has seen in Steph Curry, along with a guy like Clay that now gives them opportunities to get open threes in transition, but also gives the Warriors those layups that continue to hit you like jabs. And so you gotta take care of the ball if you're the Boston Celtics. Be strong with the ball. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown off the dribble against the Miami Heat struggled with their turnovers. You got to be stronger with the ball. You got to be more decisive with the ball. And I think the referees also are going to play a factor in how physical the game, as I mentioned earlier, is as well.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.